Altogether, we have technicians from both China and Malaysia to play as team leaders so as to train the Indian workers and so that they can become very proficient in a short period of time. When we first came here, we face a lot of resources shortages, but we try our best to leverage the resources. We work with our contractor and the immigration, and we built a very friendly relations with them so as to facilitate the construction. When we ran into some problems in clearance, the contractor, the Ministry of Commerce, and the immigration give us a lot of support. And they also expedited the visa granting process for us. All of our personnel have successfully gained visas within only a month, which would normally, this process would normally take about 2 to 3 months. So you really have undergone a lot of setbacks and difficulties, and now we are at the end game. And right now, this is the product of your work. This is the light rails. Can you give us a more detailed introduction? At the bottom, you can see that is the bridge. It is done by Vasquida, our contractor. And at that side, there's an L-shaped wall, which is a concrete wall. And there's a W-shaped equipment. And on top is the steel rail, which is all of the above are done by us. Here, we face a lot of technical difficulties and overcame many challenges. And on the right-hand side, there is an aerial shot of the light rail. It is quite smooth, quite elegant. As Mr. Zhao mentioned, there are a lot of twists and turns, which constitute the biggest challenges in the construction processes. The Indonesian people are quite used to commute with their motorcycles. So this light rail is not only the first light rail in Palembang, but also the first light rail in Indonesia as a whole. They are more used to riding motorcycles to travel. It is partly due to habit and partly due to economic constraint. Therefore, through this construction of this light rail, we have introduced advanced technologies and experience to Indonesia. That is true. For Indonesia, this is quite significant. This is the first light rail for Indonesia, which is a milestone in transportation in Indonesia. There is a subway in Jakarta, but there is no light rail there. At the same time, for Chinese enterprises, we made our name heard on the international stage. We bring honor to our country and bring more employment opportunity, job opportunities to the locals, and we made a lot of friends. So at multiple levels, technical front, managerial experience, we have receiving a lot of support from the local government and people. And our managerial experiences is widely applauded by the locals, right? When we first came here, we work closely with our general contractor, but we went through a difficult process of getting familiarized with their working style, because they do not have experiences in the construction of light rail. So we provided a lot of suggestions and advice to them. At first, they were not quite well received, and they also filed some complaints. After discussing with carry out some internal discussions, we change our working style and become more patient and conduct more communications with them. And at the end, they recognize that what we said is correct, and they would even come to us to seek advice. Last October, when we first finished the first period of construction, the manager of our general contractor wrote a report on the local newspaper saying that despite the pressure that they received when first undertaking this project, especially to work with a Chinese enterprise, and explain in detail why they choose Chinese Harbor Engineering as the partner, because Chinese Harbor Engineering is the only company that is capable of finishing such a large project in a short period of time. Also, our contractor sent us a letter and a license of recognition because this process is finished within 1 year's time, which is in time and without any accidents. And in the letter, they praised us of being highly efficient and outstanding in the high-quality construction of the project. So you actually have been working on this project for more than 2 years, and your effort is well worthwhile. So did you have an opportunity to ride the light rail to see the Asian Games? The interval of the trains is about 30 meters, and we only have to wait about 5 minutes for the next train to come, and we will ride the train to the venues. Did you have the opportunity to do so? To be honest, my work is too busy for me to have this opportunity. We are really proud of the performance by the Chinese athletes, but I simply didn't have the time. But tomorrow night, the staff of our company will come to the finals of the women's football, in which our Chinese team will be part of, and we will cheer on for them. Thank you for your support. Palembang is not the main hosting city for Asian Games. Palembang has hosted 10 games, including the dragon boat, the beach volleyball, the women's football, and so on. So thank you for your support, because there are not a lot of Chinese here, right? I think it is a very rare and precious opportunity for us to see on-site a game of the Chinese women's football team. So it is our honor to be part of the cheerleading team for them. And we only have to wait a few minutes before we can board the train. The platform was quite empty when we first came here. The passengers, in order to board a train, have to go through security check before they can do so. And now you can see passengers are lining up at the platform.
在只有3节车厢。好，那我们现在呢就要跟大家一起进入到车厢里面来体验一下。好，我们现在呢已经进入到了车厢里面，空调还是挺给力的，不像我们站在外面那么热。那么我们看到
We see that the carriages are jam-packed with people. And right now, please join us to board this light rail train.